This Zeitgeist 2, or Addendum, came out, very slickly done. The guy works in TV in New York, doesn't even let his real name be known. But he made it on his off time. And the new one sounds great. Sounds good, the new Zeitgeist. But I wanted to just play a couple segments of it and then piece by piece go through it and get you to look from another perspective at what the bleeding hearts in the piece are saying and doing. And if you're watching on PrisonPlanet.tv, we're going to be punching it up on screen and playing clips from here. But so there's better audio, we'll be playing the audio from up in Minnesota. We'll go ahead and put it up on screen now. We're not going to play it quite. I don't want people to be able to look at it. So I'm going to play clips of this, and then we're going to stop it for the rest of the hour. And I'm going to make a point here, a point there on it. We're going to go to break in a couple minutes, but let's go ahead and start now playing the first few minutes of Part 9. It's broken into like 13 parts of this new addendum he put out. Now, and I'm going to get the maker on about this because I believe he means well, but actually a lot of the stuff being talked about here was said by Karl Marx and Engels and others. And they need to understand the globalists are aware of this. They're going on a different path of this. So let's go ahead and start playing it.
The prevailing means of transportation in our societies is by automobile and aircraft, both of which predominantly need fossil fuels to run. In the case of the automobile, the battery technology needed to power an electric car that can go over 100 miles an hour for over 200 miles on one charge exists, and has existed for many years. However, due to battery patents controlled by the oil industry, which limits their availability to maintain market share, coupled with political pressure from the energy industry, the accessibility and affordability of this technology is limited. There is absolutely no reason other than pure, corrupt profit interest that every single vehicle in the world cannot be electric and utterly clean, with zero need for gasoline.
Okay,
as far as
hit pause there. Okay. It's not just greed. The globalists aren't greedy for money. They issue and print the money. They're greedy for centralization and control. If the patents get out for solar panels they've had for more than a decade that produce, in some cases, 10 times what the best ones available do now, that decentralizes their power. Okay? It's about power. It's about centralizing power through commodities they control. And so, see, this film says a lot of good, true things, but then connects those to false solutions, or solutions that can be twisted. We'll be right back after this break with more of Zeitgeist Addendum. I'm Alex Jones. Okay, let's go ahead and punch up Zeitgeist Addendum and continue analyzing it. Go ahead and roll it.
As far as airplanes, it is time we realize that this means of travel is inefficient, cumbersome, slow, and causes far too much pollution. This is a maglev train. It uses magnets for propulsion. It is fully suspended by a magnetic field and requires less than 2% of the energy used for plane travel. The train has no wheels, so nothing can wear out. The current maximum speed of versions of this technology, as used in Japan, is 361 miles per hour. However, this version of the technology is very dated. An organization called ET3, which has connections with the Venus Project, has established a tube-based maglev that can travel up to 4,000 miles per hour in a motionless, frictionless tube, which can go over land or underwater. Imagine going from LA to New York for an extended lunch break, or from Washington, D.C. to Beijing, China in 2 hours. This is the future of continental and intercontinental travel. Fast, clean, with only a fraction of the energy usage we use today for the same means. In fact, between maglev technology, advanced battery storage, and geothermal energy, there would be no reason to ever burn fossil fuels again. And we can do this now if we were not held back by the paralyzing profit structure.
All right, pause. It's not a paralyzing profit structure. Great profits could be made in this. It would just decentralize things. And so you have a two-tiered system. Much of this has already been built and designed, and a lot of it's secret. Part of it is not secret. And so that's where the hundreds of trillions of dollars, it's hundreds of trillions spent by the West in secret projects have gone. They have a high-tech civilization above the general growth rate of the suppressed technological system that we're in. And again, you have endless talk about, oh my God, these horrible profit people. No, it's done for consolidation. Then the profits flow. If we start talking about a high-tech society without profits, that means everyone's, quote, equal, but that means there's always a group above you that's going to be handing out things to, quote, the people that are equal. So you're not really equal, and human nature doesn't work that way. Okay, so you just continue to hear this profit's bad, ownership's bad, is what it comes down to. Keep rolling it.
Now, America is inclined toward fascism. It has a propensity by its dominant philosophy and religion to uphold the fascist point of view. American industry is essentially a fascist institution. If you don't understand that, the minute you punch that time clock, you walk into a dictatorship.
We're given notions about the respectability of work, and I really look at it as being paid slavery.
All right, let's stop right there. Just like with Marx and Engels 100-something years ago, they always have these little technocrats up that say, oh, it's the religious people, it's fascism, America is bad. But you talk to the elitist, and you look at what the UN's saying, they're all saying the same stuff. Okay? So they sell something that sounds great, and they always sandwich their new command and control system in with all this stuff they wow you with, all this high tech. And they say America's fundamentally fascist. When the globalists created fascism and communism, two different systems to consolidate top down. Let's continue.
They're brought up to believe that you shall earn your living by the sweat of your brow. That holds people back, freeing people from drudgery, repetitive jobs which make them ignorant.
All right, pause again. Working and owning your own business or creating paintings or machinery or whatever it is you're into, that is uplifting, and people want to work and want to build, or they're totally unhappy. But mixing, see, they make work sound bad by comparing it to factory assembly line labor. So see, they're oversimplifying all of this. Continue.
Rob them. In our society, that is a resource-based economy, machines free people. You see, we can't imagine that because we've never known that kind of world.
All right, hit pause. The elite know that what they talked about 100 years ago, what Marx talked about, was partially true. Just his way to implement was wrong. With machinery, with the robotics, with all of this, we can have fabulous wealth, individual wealth. But the elite, again, are only using machinery to consolidate things, and now they've gotten to the point, because of the robotics, that they're shutting down the old free market economy and then just saying we're all going to be basically serfs and slaves, not using increased production to empower us, but using increased production by select technical systems to actually make humans themselves obsolete and not empower us. Whereas they're saying the machines would empower us, it's the opposite. It's being used to enslave us. We'll be right back after this quick break to continue. Stay with me.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison,
and time keeps dragging on.
But that train...
Okay, I want to finish up with analyzing these Zeitgeist clips. I hope I can do it in the time we have left. Again, it was Christians who ended slavery in this country. It was Christians who said no in Europe and England. And so you've got people who misinterpret the Bible or did things with it were bad, did things with it were good, but just always the message that it's Christians' fault, America's bad, and then mixing it in with a bunch of fancy technology when it has nothing to do with it. And they're not even addressing that the elite have already built these advanced technologies in spacecraft and trains. They're just using it all in their secret programs. And they're going to use all this high tech against us. Let's go ahead and keep playing it.
If we look back at history, we see a very clear pattern of machine automation slowly replacing human labor. From the disappearance of the elevator man to the near full automation of an automobile production plant, the fact is, as technology grows, the need for humans in the workforce will continually be diminished. This creates a serious clash, which proves the falseness of the monetary-based labor system. For human employment is in direct competition with technological development. Therefore, given the fundamental priority of profit by industry, people through time will be continually laid off and replaced by machines.